Welcome to this video, where we'll delve into some of the most famous miracles of divine intervention in religious history. We'll journey through time, recalling timeless stories that carry within them lessons affirming the power and greatness of the Creator. From the parting of the sea to the descent of manna and quails, from the story of the people of the cave to Noah's Ark, we will explore how God's power manifested itself in protecting His prophets and messengers. These stories highlight God's strength and ability to protect believers and guide humanity. Let's begin our journey into the world of miracles, a journey from which we draw hope and strength and learn patience and steadfastness. A journey reminding us that God is with those who believe and draw near to Him. Imagine with me a majestic scene, Pharaoh's army pursuing the children of Israel, and the sea before them blocking the way. Fear and terror fill their hearts with no escape or refuge. So what happens? God intervenes with His power, splitting the sea and opening a path in the middle of the water. A miracle that saves them from certain death. The children of Israel walk on dry land in the heart of the sea, with towering walls of water on either side like mountains. Pharaoh and his army, in their arrogance, try to catch up with the children of Israel, thinking they can overcome God's power. But as soon as Pharaoh's army enters the waterway, the sea returns to its original state, engulfing them with its powerful waves, leaving no trace. This is how God grants victory to the believers, and this is how He destroys the wrongdoers. The parting of the Red Sea is not just a story, but a symbol of divine victory over injustice and tyranny. This miracle assures us that God is with the oppressed, that He grants them victory over their enemies, no matter how powerful they may be. It is a call to trust in God and have certainty in His victory, even in the most difficult circumstances. Imagine the moment the children of Israel crossed between the walls of water. Imagine their feelings of awe and majesty before this miracle. This story reminds us that God is the all-powerful victor, and that He does not neglect His faithful servants. The parting of the Red Sea is a profound lesson in reliance on God and trust in His promises. It is an affirmation that God does not forsake those who rely on Him, and that He supports the oppressed and destroys the oppressors. Let us learn from this great story and draw strength and hope from it. For God is with us and will not abandon us, and He is the best of helpers. After their miraculous escape from Pharaoh and his army, the children of Israel began their long journey in the desert. A difficult journey full of challenges and hardships. Hunger and thirst began to afflict them, and hope began to fade in their hearts. So what does God do? He sends them food from the sky, manna and quails, to provide them with sustenance and save them from destruction. Manna and quails, blessings from heaven, descended upon the children of Israel in the barren desert. Delicious, nutritious food, descending upon them every morning, sufficient for their needs and satisfying their hunger. A divine miracle confirming to them that God had not abandoned them, and that He cares for them and looks after their affairs. Imagine the scene of manna and quails descending from the sky, like white snow covering the ground, food ready to eat, requiring no planting or harvesting. A miracle indicating God's limitless power and His mercy towards His servants. The children of Israel ate from this blessed food and thanked God for His grace and blessings. This miracle is not just a story about food, but a lesson in gratitude and contentment. It is a reminder that God is the provider who does not forget His servants, and that He provides for whomever He wills without limit. Let us thank God for His countless blessings and be content with what He has provided us. Manna and quails are a symbol of divine care and providence. It is an affirmation that God is close to His servants, hears their prayers, and meets their needs. Let us trust in God and rely on Him, and be certain that He will not leave us to die of hunger. Let us learn from this great story and draw patience and gratitude from it. For God is with us, and He is the most merciful. Under the shadow of injustice and persecution, a group of young believers sought refuge in a cave, fleeing the tyranny of the unjust king who wanted to force them to worship idols. In the deep darkness, they prayed to God to protect them and save them from the evil of this king. God answered their prayers and plunged them into a deep sleep that lasted for hundreds of years. Imagine these young men in the darkness, their hearts pounding with fear and hope. They do not know what the future holds, but they are certain that God is with them and will not abandon them. Their trust in God was their safe haven in the face of imminent danger. Years and centuries passed, and the young men slept in the darkness, unaware of the passage of time. Then one day, they awoke from their long sleep, as if they had only slept for one night. They had not changed, they had not aged, but remained as they were, as if time had stopped for them. One of them emerged from the darkness into the city to search for food. He was surprised by what he found. The city had changed, the faces had changed, even the currency had changed. He realized that a very long time had passed since they had fallen asleep. He returned to his companions in the darkness to tell them what he had seen. The people of the cave, a miraculous story indicating God's limitless power and his protection of his believing servants. It is a reminder to us that God does not forget those who seek refuge in him, and that he protects them from all evil. Let us trust in God and rely on him, and be certain that he will not leave us alone in the face of difficulties. For God is the best protector. In a time when corruption and tyranny prevailed, God sent his prophet Noah, peace be upon him, to guide his people to the path of righteousness. But they refused except to deny and act arrogantly, so God warned them of a severe punishment, a great flood that would drown all who disbelieved. God commanded his prophet Noah to build a massive ship, a ship to protect the believers from the wrath of heaven. Imagine Noah, peace be upon him, building the ark amidst the mockery and ridicule of his people. He spent long years building the ark, carried by his faith in God and his certainty in his promise. He was not deterred by the mockery or denial of his people, but continued his work, believing that God would save him and those who believed with him. When the construction of the ark was completed, God commanded Noah to bring into it 2 of every kind, and those who believed with him from his people. And the sky began to rain a torrential downpour, the likes of which the earth had never seen before. The waters rose, flooded the earth, and drowned all who disbelieved in God. Imagine the scene of the great flood, the raging waves and the deafening cries. A scene beyond description, indicating the greatness and power of God. Noah's ark floated on the surface of the water, carrying the believers within its belly, protecting them from the wrath of heaven. Noah's ark is not just a story about a flood, but a symbol of salvation and faith. It is a reminder to us that God saves the believers from all evil, and that adhering to faith is the only way to salvation. Let us learn from this great story and draw patience and steadfastness from it. For God is with us, and he is the best of helpers. On a clear night, under the bright moonlight, a miracle occurred that astonished the Quraysh and proved the prophethood of Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. The moon split in 2 before their very eyes, an undeniable scene, a conclusive proof of God's power and the greatness of his messenger. Imagine the scene of the moon splitting, the 2 halves separating as if the sky had opened. An awe-inspiring scene, evoking wonder and awe in the hearts. The Quraysh, despite witnessing the miracle with their own eyes, insisted on denying it and accused the prophet of sorcery. But the miracle was clear and evident, undeniable. The splitting of the moon was a sign from God confirming the prophethood of Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. It is a reminder to us that God is capable of all things, and that nothing is impossible for him on earth or in heaven. Imagine the feeling of the prophet. Peace and blessings be upon him, as he witnessed the splitting of the moon, a feeling of pride and honor, that he is the chosen messenger of God. This miracle confirms to us that God is with his messengers, supporting them and strengthening them with his clear signs. The splitting of the moon is a profound lesson in faith and certainty. It is a reminder to us that God does not forsake those who rely on him, and that truth will prevail no matter how great falsehood may be. Let us learn from this great story and draw insight and wisdom from it. For God is with us, and he is the best of guides. Thank you for watching. We have reviewed together some of the greatest miracles of divine intervention in religious history. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more distinctive content. Share this video with your friends and family so that the light of faith and hope spreads in the hearts of everyone. Let us draw strength and patience from these stories and trust that God is with us in every step we take. Until we meet in a new video, may you remain under God's care and protection.